Alright, I'm back. I'm done with the finals in school now, so I should be making quite a few videos over the next week. And the last 4 days I've been in Vegas. Nice vacation. I don't travel much. I don't take very many vacations, so it was a nice change. Uh, that's why that's why I haven't been replying to videos much or making new videos over the last couple of weeks. I don't know how long it's been, but that's why. But I'm back now. First order of business. The my Ed Reed video is still getting a ton of replies, and I haven't been able to reply to everything yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it in video format because the argument has been going in circles now for a little while now, and I think I could help move things along a little bit if I was to do it in a video form. So this Reaper's 20 guy, it's not life and death, so calm down and stop bringing up and you know, I don't really care what your magazine has to say. I could just as easily pull out a magazine that said, Reggie Bush was going to be the next big thing in the NFL in his rookie year, or that, Mario Williams was going to have 10 sacks, or, there are these fantasy football magazines that thought Sean Alexander would be the second best running back in the league, and, stuff like that, and stay away from Rex Grossman and all that. It's nice that he thinks that, but his opinion isn't really worth more than mine, especially in this, especially since of the way I am delivering it. The only difference is he's getting paid for it. So come up with your own argument, and if you say you're gonna leave the video and stop replying to it, you should stick by that. I don't know why you keep coming back. You obviously don't care what I have to say. Okay, and people are bringing up these punts he's blocked, something. It doesn't matter how many punts he's blocked, because first of all, I think he's done it 4, maybe 5 times in his career. Something like that. I think it's 4. So it's not even like he's doing it every other week. He averages, less than a punt block a year. So they're nice, but they don't make as massive of an impact as, say, 4 or 5 sacks in a year. And also, when he's blocking punts, he's playing special teams. He's not even playing safety, so it's completely irrelevant. It's like me saying Mike Vrabel is a better inside linebacker than Brian Urlacher because Vrabel comes in and plays tight end on the Patriots offense sometimes and catches touchdowns. It's just completely irrelevant to my entire argument. And, once again, people are talking about these interceptions he has and his coverage skills. I know about his interceptions and coverage skills. He's the best safety in the league when it comes to making interceptions and playing the deep zone, but I've already acknowledged that. That really has nothing to do with what I'm arguing here. I'm arguing that he's not very hot in the box and he's not a great blitzer, so I can think of several safeties that just have more versatility than him. And if you're just going to talk about his interceptions and his skills in coverage, you're just kind of preaching to the choir here. And then you also got this Mashonim. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that guy. Referencing, like, saying Tiki Barber wasn't versatile just because he didn't have 100 catches. Well, I can only name one running back, maybe two, two running backs who have ever gone over 100 catches in a season. LT and maybe Roger Craig. Meanwhile, I can name several safeties who average 2 or 3 sacks in a season, like Dawkins and Harrison and Adrian Wilson probably will be. I know he's still young, but he's coming along nicely. That's what I'm talking about. Tiki Barber was versatile because he could do pretty much anything you could ask of a running back, and do it very well. Reed hasn't shown he can be an effective at getting at the quarterback or playing up in the box. So that's what I'm talking about. I don't get the Tiki Barber thing. if he had 100 receptions in one season, it would be, something extraordinary. Um, and then you're talking about, his system. He doesn't have to play in the box or blitz. That's fine. I mean, he's doing what he's asked to be done, but what he's asked to do. But I don't know if I buy that as an excuse because, for instance, you got Rodney Harrison, 2 years in New England. Both years they won the Super Bowl, '03 and '04 I'm talking about. And both years, I think he had 3 sacks. Maybe 3 in 1 year and 2 in 1 year. Had well over 100 tackles, had either 5 or 6 interceptions. So he was pretty much the prime example of a versatile safety in 2003 and 2004 on an elite defense. So if he can do it, why can't Reed? I don't know, you tell me. Okay. This Nemesis guy, I guess he really wants me to reply. Okay, yeah, he's a good hitter. I know that. I've already acknowledged that he's a pretty solid hitter. I still say that in terms of hard hitting, Roy Williams, Sean Taylor, Rodney Harrison, the John Lynch of a couple years ago, all better. But he's a hard hitter. And 2 of his sacks were returned for a touchdown. That's cool, but I don't get that whole argument. That's more of a fluke than anything else. That he was able to force the fumble, and that takes some skill on his part, admittedly. But it's kind of lucky that whoever picked up the fumble was able to get open field and return it for a touchdown. So, getting the sack is really all I care about. And, if you can force the fumble, that's an extra bonus. But what happens after that is dependent on which way the ball bounces and who picks it up and what's going on like that. And, yeah. And I don't think Chris Hope is better than him. I mean, Reed is a better safety than Chris Hope, but Hope had a better season than Reed last year, and I'll defend that to the very end because Tennessee put that nice run together at the end of the season, and I think Chris Hope was one of the biggest contributors of anybody to that run. And this Sampson guy, he pretty much agrees with me as near as I can tell. He says he's still one of the top safeties in the league. I agree with that. I think he's tied for the 3rd best safety in the league. After Dawkins, after Wilson, and then I think Polamalu and Reed are in pretty much a tie because Polamalu's a great blitzer, great in the box, but he's a little weak in coverage. Reed is great in coverage, but he's a little weak in the box and coming off the blitz. It's about a tie. If I had to take one, I guess it would be Reed because, I think I would rather have Reed mainly because of his stature, which has very little to do with what you actually produce on the football field, but, if Reed is overrated, why did he win Defensive Player of the Year? Ask yourself that. Because he had 9 interceptions. That year, he still only had 2 sacks, which is, average to below average for several other safeties in this league, so he had a great year that year, but it all comes back to his ability to get interceptions. Yeah, I pretty much agree with what this Sampson guy. And yeah, he is, a ball hawk, momentum changer, but once again, I'm just kind of saying the same stuff over and over again. So, and these guys, arguing against DeJuan Laundrie, he did outplay him last year. Yes, Reed is a better safety and will probably, most likely, have a better career, but Laundrie just did more for his defense last year. Yeah, interceptions are a big thing. I think I've said pretty much all I can. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it now, and I got a ton of stuff. I got a lot more comments I could go through here, but it would probably take too long, and I think I've said all I really want to say. So why don't go ahead and from now on respond to this video instead, and I'll try and reply. And if the comments keep piling up, I'll make another video or something like that. All right, see you guys later.